Welcome to Tech and Trek, where we explore the past powered by the future. Join me as I dive into the mysteries of ancient civilizations and see if I can uncover how natural disasters could completely wipe them out. Ancient civilizations have always fascinated us with their grandeur, wisdom, and accomplishments. But beneath their mighty structures and impressive achievements lies a vulnerable truth. They were not immune to the fury of nature. Natural disasters have been a part of our planet's history, and ancient civilizations were often at the mercy of these powerful forces. The truth is, natural disasters have led to the downfall of many civilizations, leaving us to wonder what really happened. Did they see it coming? Could they have prevented it? And what can we learn from their stories? In this video, we'll explore the ancient civilizations that were wiped out by natural disasters and what we can learn from their experiences. From earthquakes to volcanic eruptions, floods to droughts, natural disasters have shaped the course of human history, and as we delve into the stories of these ancient civilizations, we'll see how these disasters affected not only their daily lives, but also their very existence. Let's start with one of the most powerful forces of nature: earthquakes. Earthquakes have been a major threat to civilizations throughout history, causing widespread destruction and panic. The ancient Greeks, for example, believed that earthquakes were a sign of the gods' displeasure, and their cities were often built with earthquakes in mind. In Japan, earthquakes have been a part of the country's history for centuries, and the Japanese have developed a unique approach to dealing with them. From building codes to evacuation drills, the Japanese have learned to live with the threat of earthquakes. But even with all their preparations, earthquakes can still be devastating, as we saw in the 2011 Tohoku earthquake that triggered a massive tsunami. Volcanic eruptions are another type of natural disaster that have had a major impact on ancient civilizations. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, for example, buried the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum under a thick layer of volcanic ash and pumice. The eruption was so sudden and unexpected that the citizens of these cities were caught off guard with little chance of escape. Floods have also been a major threat to civilizations throughout history. The ancient city of Babylon, for example, was built on the banks of the Euphrates River, which was prone to flooding. The city's walls and levees were designed to protect it from these floods, but even so, the city was eventually abandoned due to the constant threat of flooding. Droughts have also had a significant impact on ancient civilizations. The ancient Mayans, for example, were heavily dependent on rainfall to irrigate their crops, and when the rains failed, their cities began to decline. The lack of water led to crop failures, famine, and eventually, the collapse of their civilization. One of the most fascinating stories of ancient civilizations is that of the Minoans on the island of Crete. The Minoans were a powerful and prosperous civilization that thrived in the Bronze Age, but their success was short-lived. A massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Santorini destroyed their capital city of Knossos, burying it under a thick layer of volcanic ash. The Indus Valley civilization, on the other hand, was a highly advanced civilization that flourished in modern-day Pakistan and India. They built sophisticated cities with advanced drainage systems, but even these systems were no match for the massive floods that periodically swept through the region. The floods eventually led to the decline of the civilization, leaving behind a mystery that has puzzled archaeologists for centuries. Another fascinating story is that of the city of Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Angkor Wat was a massive city built in the 12th century, with sophisticated irrigation systems and temples that rivaled those of ancient Greece. But a prolonged drought in the 14th century led to the decline of the city, and it was eventually abandoned. The ancient Egyptians were also affected by natural disasters, particularly the Nile River floods. The Nile was the lifeblood of Egypt, and when the floods failed to come, the crops would wither and die. The Egyptians developed a sophisticated system of canals and dams to control the floods, but even this system was not foolproof. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD is one of the most dramatic events in history. The eruption was so sudden and unexpected that the citizens of Pompeii and Herculaneum were caught off guard with little chance of escape. The eruption buried the cities under a thick layer of volcanic ash and pumice, preserving them for centuries. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius is a powerful reminder of the fury of nature. It's a warning to us that even with all our advanced technology and preparedness, we're still vulnerable to natural disasters. As we reflect on the stories of these ancient civilizations, we're reminded of the resilience of humanity. Despite the challenges and setbacks, humanity has always found a way to adapt and survive. So what can we learn from these stories? We can learn that natural disasters are a part of our planet's history, and that we're not immune to their fury. We can learn that preparation and adaptation are key to survival, and that even with all our advanced technology, we're still vulnerable to the forces of nature. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the mysteries of ancient civilizations. If you've got a favorite civilization whose story impacted you the most, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my next video on related topics.